Hi, my name is CarlinCriado and I volunteered at the Discovery Center with Dom. They cater to kids from kindergarten to 6th grade. During my time volunteering, my group and I got to do a few projects, starting off with getting to make a shade or adding on to a shade area for kids in their digging for dinosaur bones area. In that project, we got to handle and make cement, which was really cool since I had never done that before. We then got to make a little box for Dom to help him carry any old hay or any other old materials that he couldn't carry all on his own. Our next project was starting a fence. We got to fix minor mistakes from the group who had started before us, and then we got to make the gate for the fence, which we just made new planks since we wouldn't have enough for the entire fence. We got to make new plates. We got to measure the old planks and made identical ones for the gate. Then got to put together a picnic table from beginning to end, and we got to sand it down. We got to use a chop saw, a radial saw for that project, which was really cool because I had never used a chop saw before. Lastly, we got to cut down some poles from the old fence and got to put in a new railing system for that old fence so that people wouldn't park their cars further into their area. In that project, we got to use a sawzall, which I definitely had never used before and was really fun to use. On the last day, we also got to do some demolition projects on an old picnic table that was really run down and no longer was needed for service. So prior to volunteering at the Discovery Center, I had very little construction knowledge besides whatever I had done in the lab, so everything was really new to me. After the first couple of days of volunteering, I actually got to really get used to some of the tools that I had never used before, and I got to learn more about how to properly use them and what they are properly used for. Discovery Center is quite old, so there is nothing really up to date with anything with sustainability wise, but Dom really tries to use some old materials like old wood that he had from other projects to make new ones, so that he really tries to reuse materials that he has on property already. The three top most important things I learned from Dom are that pre-drilling are very helpful. It may take longer, but it is so much easier to do if you pre-drill and then drill in something else. Another thing I learned is to measure whatever you're about to cut about 3 different times and have someone else look at it, because you can easily make a mistake and just have to start all over. And lastly is that community is very important, and that any nonprofit needs any help as much as they can. And that's what I learned.